A fifth-generation farmer in the Greenleaf area of Washington County, Gary Hatesohl wasted little time embarking on his farming career. After graduating from North Central Kansas Vocational Technical School in 1979, Gary immediately returned to farm with his father. Along the way, he met Becky, who was from Topeka and was early into her 31-year career as an elementary teacher, 27 of those in eastern Washington County. Together, they grew the farm operation, today a 2,200-acre crops and cattle enterprise. Additionally, they've immersed themselves in community activities, especially with respect to 4-H and FFA locally. Gary reflects on what the farm was like during his youth. When you were growing up then on this operation, what was it like? Was it a diversified operation, crops and livestock?
Always been diversified, yes. I remember as a little kid going and helping Grandpa milk cows even. So, I mean, we milked, we had cow-calf operation, had hogs for years and years, and all kinds of crops and hay. And so I've started then with the farm with my dad and my uncle at the time, and then I got a piece of 160 acres they let me have to farm, and that we ran from, so I still renting that ground from a landlord, and things have just progressed since.
Bring Becky in here. You didn't grow up on a farm, did you?
I grew up on 80 acres of pasture ground west of Topeka, and it was just cut for prairie hay.
So the two of you started farming together some years back now. And as it was at that time, was it again diversified crops and largely cattle, or were you still in the hogs?
No, I was still in the hogs back when we got married in 1986, and when the prices tanked in the hog market and down to 5 cents a 100, you know, that kind of thing, that's when we got rid of the hogs. We was all dirt lot and everything, and we couldn't compete with the big boys in the facilities, so, and I didn't want to expand that way, so we just went the hog, stay with the cattle route and crops.
And the scope of the operation is such, it's roughly now half crop ground, half pasture in that vicinity?
Roughly that. Yes, roughly that. Maybe a few more acres of crops. Some no-till.
Yeah. It started following after wheat, putting in some grazing cover crops, so that then we have a place to go with cattle in the fall.
I do want to mention as well, in addition to serving as a farm partner, you taught school for over 3 decades?
I did. I started out in Topeka. And then I was fortunate enough when I found out I was engaged and coming up here to get a job in Hanover at the public school. And I was there for 27 years.
Talk a bit as well about the cattle operation. You've cow-calf and background a few calves as well?
Well, we just basically cow-calf operation. We sell our calves as yearlings, or short yearlings, and basically Angus based. We threw in some Hereford to get some white-faced baldies, and been had real good luck with them. We've had red Angus blood in the past. Well, we've got a few red mama cows now, and now we're leaning more towards trying some Simmental Angus cross.
Now, with your 2 children, you were also deeply involved in 4-H, correct, as well as FFA, extension activities in general likewise?
Yep.
We were. The fun part for me, being back in the early 80s, we helped reorganize our FFA Alumni Association at Washington and got that up and going again. It's one of the strongest ones in the state and the nation.
We were very fortunate. Both of our kids participated in FFA and in 4-H. They were both on judging teams that got to go to the national competitions with FFA. So that it opened up such windows and doors for them to be able to see and do and go.
Speaking of your children, 2 of them, they've each gone on to their respective professions, which are agriculturally related or farm related in most respects, but they've also managed to stay close to home, are in fact partners in this operation, you say.
Yes, our son Adam, he went to K-State and got his undergrad through animal science, and then got into vet school. So he graduated from veterinary school at K-State, then went and got him a job at Emporia, and was down there
3 years.
2.5 or 3 years before he got an opportunity to come back to Washington to the South Vet Clinic with Animal Health Center and Dr. Phil Bentz, and so that's where he's located now. And so doing that, he brought back his wife and young son, and now We've got a second granddaughter now. The last couple of years since they've been back, so we have a grandson and granddaughter, and 4 and 2 years old, and another one coming in end of May, 1st of June. So, and then our daughter Kelsey, she went through animal science department and with the major in horticulture and at K-State, and she graduated and worked at several landscape companies, and then the River Valley Extension agent position come open here in the district, and they offered her the job and she accepted. So she's located in Washington, so office out of the district. So,
But they are active in your farm.
oh yes,
They are
yes.
both very active in our farm. They both have their own cattle herds, growing cattle herds. Adam spends as much time as he can with the crop aspects. Our daughter-in-law Lindsay is very experienced and becoming very good at running the combine. Kelsey is helping when she can. She enjoys being able to have the horticulture position that allows her a little bit of flex time so that she's able, I can call and say, we need to work cattle tomorrow, can you come? And she can usually make that work.
By all indications, has been a successful run. And what's next for the Hatesohl operation as you look ahead the next 5-10 years or so?
Hopefully a little expansion possibilities.
Staying on the maintenance side of things, and if we can try to do something a little different maybe here and there, but otherwise, you know, as far as trading big machinery like combines, hopefully what we have now will get me through, and we can pass it on to Adam and his family, or Kelsey and whoever wants to take over at that time, and hopefully have things build up that'll keep going for them, you know. That's our goals.
Gary and Becky Hatesohl, Kansas Master Farmer, Master Farm Homemaker, Class of 2018.